spiral. And y'all know what a spiral is, but Archimedes was the first one to start actually like discussing it in his book in 225 BC. And like Archimedes' special spiral is, it goes 3 around like one on one like plane, and they're all like equidistant kind of, and they're all like expanding at the same like rate, I guess. And that's, the spiral is just described as a curve that winds itself around a center point. So it all starts right here, and then that's where it starts out distant, like the same distance between every arm. And the spiral is actually kind of different because it's like it's unwinding at the same time that it's winding. And Archimedes actually first started like discussing the spirals because they were found everywhere. They were found in combat, in art, in architecture, and in every like aspect of life. And so Archimedes himself, he was born in Syracuse on the island of Sicily to his father Phidias, who was an astronomer. Archimedes wasn't just a mathematician. He was an astronomer, a physicist, an engineer, an inventor, making him easily the greatest scientist of the classical age, and maybe ever. And the spiral equation that he came up with actually wasn't even the only thing that he did. He came up with the center of gravity and the idea of mechanics and hydrostatics. I'll actually show you the spiral equation after. I think it's 2 slides after this one. But a lot of the work that he did do, like it says in the bottom, most mathematicians didn't even understand like how he got the work that he did. A book was actually found in 1906 that had copies of his work, and that was the only way that mathematicians understand like how he got what he did. He ended up dying in Sicily, and he was buried with a tomb with a sphere and a cylinder carved on it. He asked for that before he actually died, because he thought that it was his most valuable like discovery. And then his tomb was found by the governor of Sicily. I think it was a couple hundred years later, and they barely even found it because it was covered in moss, and like they barely found it how many years ago. But today it's lost, and it will probably never be found. The work that he actually did do, a lot of it's like still used today and makes a huge impact, but I guess there weren't even, like he supposedly did a lot more that were lost like during the time that he died, because a lot of his books and a lot of his journals and stuff were damaged or destroyed. And so that is the equation for the spiral that he found. It's R equals A plus B theta. A is controlling how fast like the spiral is kind of unwinding around that center point, while B is the distance between each arm. So back on this page, like how fast it is, this would be A, how fast that's all going around, and this distance here would be B in his equation. And this just shows kind of just like more visual. It actually pops up.
Do a Windows P again.
And this just is kind of like a visual to show how fast the cards are going around. That would be in his equation. That would be A, and the distance between all the different cards. Like see how they're all on a straight straight across this way, all those should actually be equidistant, and that would be the part in the equation. So now, spirals are at, like, this is why he actually started discussing the spirals, because they're found like so often throughout the world, and it's not like only in man-made either. It's in nature. This is why you can find it in like squid tentacles or like different body parts too. Especially in the ancient times, they would use a lot. Like in the picture right there, that's just a spiral maze, and you can see it start all around the center point, and it goes around and around and around. You see them very frequently at burial sites, and it is thought to be a symbol for the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. And like today, you can see it in springs in your car, or when you roll up a paper or anything, you'll see it. And it's used a lot in like jewelry designs. So that last link was it was actually the Archimedean screw, and it has like say this is like the middle of the screw, and it has like ribs all around it, and it like the more you twist it, it'll just keep picking stuff and rising it up like to from one end of the screw to the next. And that was it. And these are my sources I got. I actually got most of them. A lot of them are from the Pickover book, and then where was it? I think this one said it was like his autobiography, and it was everything about him, like where he died, where he grew up, his parents. So that was it.
Very good. Thank you.